cut it off and cut it out, okay? What's up, everybody? It's me, Imani, or the Hopeless Romantic, and I'm back with another video. Still rocking the butterfly locks. I love these. You know, doing my hair a million times for videos or otherwise, it can get to be a lot. So I'm happy that I have a protective style and that I don't have to keep styling my hair every day. But you know what that means? No hair tutorial today. We're gonna have a quick conversation about some rumors, myths, misconceptions about natural hair journey. Just a few. I don't know if these are the worst ones, and I'm sure I'm gonna miss a few that you have probably heard, but these are some of the most common ones that I recognize. So I'm gonna let's go through some of those, and we're gonna talk about them and debunk them. Here we go. So one of the top natural hair misconceptions that I have heard, that I continuously hear, is that in order to go natural, you have to big chop. You have to cut all your hair off and you start from a little afro or whatever. I'm sure a lot of people know this by now, but this might be new information for somebody. You do not have to cut all of your hair off in order to go natural. You don't. I didn't cut all of my hair off. I did kind of, instead of a big chop, I did a slow chop, and it's called transitioning. So basically, if you have had perms or texturizers or any kind of chemical manipulation in the past, what you want to do is, well, if you don't want to do a big chop, something that I did was stay with a protective style. I went to the salon very frequently, and I just got styles that would kind of mask that there was a lot of new growth plus really straight ends. But then you just cut it off gradually. And instead of getting a trim every few weeks like I normally would, I got my hair trimmed every time I went. Like I got like an inch cut off every time I went to the beauty salon. And that wasn't every week or anything like that. That was like every couple of weeks or whatever, whether I had a protective style or whether it had just been a week or two since my last trim. A lot of people don't get their hair trimmed but like every 6 weeks or something, and I was getting my hair cut more often than that. But my hair was still growing because I was taking care of it, and so it took about a year, I think, for me to fully cut off the last of my perm. And I didn't film it or anything. I don't know, I just was kind of like doing this. I wasn't really trying to share the journey or anything, so I don't have any footage of this, and I'm sorry. I was like the worst. I was not that natural, that kind of natural at first. I was very like, girl, just cut this relaxer off, my hair is damaged, let's get it out of here. I was definitely not like, oh, let me do a video about it and show my journey. I didn't even think it was a journey. I was just doing what I wanted to do to get my hair back healthy. So that's first. You don't have the big chop to return back to natural.
Imani.
Yes.
How old is Corey's show, you know?
I don't know. Dad, I'm filming.
Today is awesome.
It's okay.
I didn't tell you was on the phone.
No, I know it's his birthday, but I don't know how old he is. All right. The second natural hair misconception is that once you go natural, once you get your natural curl pattern back, that's it for straightening your hair. You can't use any heat. If you straighten your hair, it's going to be damaged, and then that's it for your natural hair journey. That is not true. I straighten my hair. Well, I used to straighten my hair quite a bit, but I live in Florida now, and it's pretty much useless. So I really only straighten my hair like twice a year. But as long as you are taking care of your hair and you're straightening it properly and not overly doing too many passes, or not using heat protectant, or doing it too frequently, you can straighten your hair. You can use heat safely. You can blow your hair out, straighten it, whatever the case may be, without much heat damage. What you will need to pay attention to is your own hair texture. What I can do, somebody else may not be able to do. I have really thick you know, tightly coiled hair, so it's a little harder for me to damage my hair using heat. But for somebody else who has finer hair, maybe it's not a great idea for them to flat iron their hair every week. So you have to pay attention to your own hair pattern. You have to pay attention to your hair care in between flat ironing. How strong is your hair? Are you doing protein treatments? All those kinds of things to make sure that your hair is healthy. I always recommend consulting a hairstylist about these kinds of things if you're unsure. The next natural hair misconception, and I don't even know if this is just natural hair. This is just something that I heard like growing up that I would hear people say, and I still kind of see people post it or like say it online here and there. But the idea that your hair grows faster when it's dirty, let's go ahead and kill that. No, it does not. Dirt does not make your hair grow faster. What they're probably referring to is leaving your hair alone. Low manipulation. If you don't play in your hair all the time and you kind of just leave it alone, it's more likely to grow. And that just means like if I'm not putting a strain on my hair, twisting it every day, binding it in like hair puffs or whatever. So that would be your protective styles, or finding a style that you can wear for a few days at a time without doing something to it every day. The less stress you put on your hair, the more likely it is to have a lot of growth and a lot of hair health. But keeping your hair dirty, dirt is not going to help your hair grow, especially considering the fact that some of that dirt and buildup of product actually keeps your hair from growing, because it smothers your scalp and it gets in those hair follicles, and then you can't get the proper amount of moisture, you can't get the proper amount of oxygen to your hair, and then you're just stuck and your hair is not growing and you're wondering why, and you got a head full of dirt. So let's get rid of that rumor. Having your hair dirty does not make your hair grow. Another one is that oil is a good moisturizer. When we talk about oil in our scalp, putting oil in our hair, oil is not a moisturizer. It is not a moisturizer. I will say it again. Oil is not a moisturizer. It's a sealant. It seals in moisture, or if you have not applied moisture before putting oil on, it's going to seal in dryness. So it is okay to use oils, but you will want to use them with an actual moisturizer, which is water or a water-based hair product. I like to just use water, like just put some water in your hair and then you go in with an oil and put it on there. But if you put oil just directly on your hair and it's dry, it's gonna stay dry. It's just gonna be dry, and that oil is gonna sit right on top, and your hair underneath will not be any more healthy than when you didn't have the oil on it, or any more moisturized. So that's another one. Throw that in the trash. Oil is not a moisturizer. Another one is that you can repair split ends. I don't think this is just a natural hair myth. I think this is just in general. There's a lot of products that say that they can repair split ends or whatever the case may be. They're not actually repairing them. They're allowing the ends to fuse back together with whatever product you have, but the end is still split, and when that product evaporates, you will still have split ends. Just go get your hair trimmed. Just go get your hair trimmed. Those products may smooth out those split ends enough for you to wear a hairstyle that you want to wear and it not look super frizzy or whatever, but get your hair trimmed and pay attention to what you're doing to your hair on a daily, so that you don't keep getting split ends. But if you have split ends, the answer is not to go get a product that's going to repair them. Cut it off and cut it out, okay? Then the final one is that you don't need to do anything to your hair when you're wearing a protective style. That is not true, and I know a lot of people know that by now, but that's just a reminder. When you have braids, when you have faux locks, when you have twists, when you're wearing a wig, you have to care for your hair still. You have to care for your scalp. You have to make sure that you are still moisturizing your scalp, yes, with water or a water-based product and with some oil. If you have box braids, try taking that moisture and some of that oil down the shaft of your box braid so that it can get into your actual hair. It will kind of make your hair a little bit frizzy sometimes, but if you don't, I would rather my hairstyle be a little bit frizzy than my hair underneath it be a little dry and brittle. You don't have to do that super often, but you do need to do it. If you're gonna wear the style for 6 weeks at a time, you cannot go 6 weeks without caring for your hair. if you're going to wear a wig for 6 weeks at a time, you cannot go 6 weeks without doing something to your hair underneath, whether that is moisturizing, whether that's taking it down to wash it and rebraiding it. You can wash your scalp while you're having box braids. Again, it might cause a little bit of frizz, but there are ways around that as well. But you do need to care for your hair while you're wearing a protective style. All right, guys, that's it for me. I don't have any more little nuggets to share for you. Those are the biggest myths that I can remember right now. If you know any more, please feel free to drop them in the comments section and let's discuss. Maybe I'll cover some more of them in my next video. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and turn on my notifications. And I'll see you guys next time for the next video. Bye.